Sintra, in my honest opinion, one of the most gorgeous places in Portugal. Hi, my name is Danny, and today, you can guess what I'm gonna talk about. Considered a UNESCO heritage since 1995, Sintra is a place full of secrets to discover, and this is my top 10 of best places you can visit in Sintra. In order of what you should visit first, although you should visit everything. If you want to know the prices and opening hours, I'll leave everything in the description because they can change over time. Also, there's going to be a link in the description with a map with all these locations. In first place, and as expected, the National Palace of Pena and its park. The history of this property goes back to the 12th century when a little chapel was one of the few things present in this mountain. King Manuel I of Portugal ordered the construction of a monastery in its place. And this is the start of a long history. The end of the drywalling of the palace occurred in 1854, with countless sources of inspiration and different architectural styles from Romanticism, Neo-Gothic, Neo-Romanesque, along other Oriental styles such as Neo-Moorish and Indo-Gothic, making this palace a beauty to observe. Although this is one of the most visited places in Portugal, full of tourists every single day, I still recommend the visit. And while in the Pena Park, might as well visit the chalet of the Countess of Dedla, which brings me to the second place. In the middle of the woods lies this colorful house, built between 1864 and 1869, where the Countess of Edla lived for her last years. The chalet burned down in 1999 and it was reconstructed to its original state, and it's now open to visitors. On the hill next to the Pena Palace lies the Moorish Castle. This medieval castle was rebuilt and renovated after being conquered by the Portuguese from the Muslims. Already in disuse, the castle was very affected by the earthquake of 1755, which resulted in the collapse of some of the walls and towers, but was restored in 1839, and that's what you can visit today. From the walls of the castle, you have a stunning view of the whole mountain, but be prepared for a challenge, because there's a lot of walking and stairs to go. All of this with a lot of wind. Hold your hats. Number 4 on this list is the National Sintra Palace. Rebuilt in the 15th century, the palace was used by the royal Portuguese family over generations. And over that period of time, the palace was restored, modified and amplified, gaining new features and architectural aspects, one of them being tile. Take your time inside of this big palace to observe various artifacts, furniture, paintings, and incredibly designed rooms. It's located in the center of the village, so you will not have to walk up the mountain to see it. As a bonus on this list, and something that you always should do, is get to know the village that you're visiting. In this case, the village of Sintra. Colors and shapes fill this marvelous village with life. Take a lap around the historical streets and find the culture throughout them. Also, a lot of tiles are displayed on the streets and buildings, showing that the culture and traditions are still present. Oh, and don't forget to taste the traditional sweet of Sintra, o travesseiro de Sintra. It tastes amazing. Moving on to number 5, Quinta da Regaleira. A very touristic place to visit as well, but still very worth to see. This property hides the most splendid and mysterious gardens of Sintra, holding fountains, towers, lakes, tunnels, mazes, and the infamous Initiation Tunnel, which you probably have seen in a photo or a film. I advise you to visit the gardens first and save for last the palace. This 19th century manor was ordered to be constructed by Carvalho Monteiro to Luigi Manini, who proceeded over the design of this beautiful palace. The tour throughout the inside of the manor will tell you more about its history. The next place is located 488 meters above sea level, the Sanctuary of Peninha. The history of this sanctuary is connected with an old legend. The time of construction surrounds the 17th century, although it's known that a small chapel was present in the 12th century. The chapel is now closed to the public, but you can still visit the property and the extended view over the Atlantic Ocean. And I cannot forget to mention the Gardens and Palace of Montserrat on this list. The history of this gorgeous place starts in 1540 with a small chapel that in the 19th century turned into this immaculate palace. Its architectural signature reveals an oriental and eclectic style with Gothic accents. The extensive history can be discovered while visiting the inside of the palace. Just be prepared to experience an unreal beauty. The park has 33 acres with different gardens having plants from all over the world. Take your time to appreciate the beauty of this massive property. For this next place on the list, we have to jump over to the middle of the Sintra mountain. The Capuchos convent was built in the 1650 and it was abandoned in 1834 with the end of religious orders in Portugal. The convent was taken over by nature in the following years, being acquired by the Portuguese government in 1949. The convent doesn't receive a lot of tourism due to its location, so it can be enjoyed quietly in the middle of the beautiful woods of Sintra. Now let's go out of the mountain to check the Ursa beach. This one is free to explore. Prepare yourself for an adventure of hiking for around 10 to 15 minutes on the beautiful cliffs of the Ursa beach with a wonderful view of the mountains and the ocean. And to take these amazing pictures, as I did, you can go all the way down to the beach. Just expect a rough path. And to end off your adventurous day with a beautiful sunset, I advise you to visit Cabo da Roca. The lighthouse is not open to the public, but the interesting part is the surrounding area, this being the furthest western tip of the European continent. You can walk along the cliffs or sit down somewhere to enjoy the beautiful sunset with a full view of the Atlantic Ocean. Leave a like and subscribe down there if you want to see the top 10 underrated places of Sintra. This little Portuguese guy says bye. Focus on my face, please. Okay. Hi, I'm Danny, and today, such as I have a little microphone. Who cares? Everyone has microphones. Considered. Give me a second, because I don't know how to spell this.
Shelley Jardins da Condessa d'Edla.
Edla. Okay. Let me just adjust this again. Considered a unit, and this is the time, and this is the start, and this is my top 10 of the play, and this is my top 10 of the play. I'm gonna die editing this. Also, a lot of tiles. Breathe. And it's the and is it Tao.